time management. Do you ever struggle with just getting everything accomplished in a day that you need to get done? Do you struggle with getting in the gym or getting enough sleep, which is so important? Well, I'm talking about time management, some tips and tricks, things that work for me and hopefully can work for you as well. So strap in, get ready for episode 213. Let's go.
The future of fitness.
How do you gain muscle mass?
Fitness is not complicated. It's simple when you break it down.
There's so much information out there.
No fads, no diets, just plain simple habits.
You're listening to the Bones to Bulk podcast.
Hey, welcome to today's episode. My name is Brian Parody, and I will be your host today. And if this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the show. So glad to have you here. If this is your first time listening, well, what is Bones to Bulk? It's basically fitness simplified. You know, I used to be a skinny dude at 118 pounds, and through natural eating, natural lifting, I put on a lot of muscle mass. And one thing that really frustrated me along the journey was just all the misinformation that I got and how complicated things seem to be. And, you know, you have to have this perfect workout and this perfect diet plan, and all of it was really just BS. And so I really tried to break down and simplify fitness into bite-sized chunks, and especially in this episode, because these are nice short episodes, usually around 10 minutes. For those of you who are returning, thank you for tuning in once again. It is a pleasure to be with you this week. I don't know what's going on in your world, what's going on in your day. I know we live in some crazy freaking times, but just know that, you know, there is always hope. There is always more to discover, more to conquer. And I just hope that you are encouraged and not weighty with anything. All right. With that being said, let's dive in. All right. So time management. I've been told, so I have a pretty busy life. I work a full-time job that is not Bones to Bulk. I run Bones to Bulk, and then I also do media production on the side. So I kind of do 3 jobs. I'm married, I have 2 kids, and then my wife, she also runs her own business in addition to working full-time. So our lives are pretty freaking crazy. And then you throw in us, you know, keeping up with our own fitness and juggling that and making sure that we each have time to work out with the kids. And yeah, it's challenging. And our kids are 8 and 4 now, so they're not really at that self-sustaining age yet. But, you know, there are a lot of things you can put into practice to really help you manage your time and to get a lot accomplished. The first thing is being intentional with your time. And I know that sounds like a no-brainer, but, you know, so often we let minutes and hours and days slip away without even realizing it. I know for me, I can get lost in my phone. Yes, I use it for a ton of business stuff, but sometimes I can pick up my phone and not be intentional. I'm guilty of playing some days. I'm not a gamer. Let me just preface that. I don't even have I have an old gaming system. I don't have anything even probably that's been out in the last 6-7 years. It's older than that. I don't do PC games at all. And I have the Call of Duty mobile app, and I'm told that that's not real gaming playing on my phone. And I'm fine with that because I don't really want to be a real gamer. My point is just that I can get lost in that sometimes. I'm like, I'm so stressed out. I just need to take a break and play a game real quick. And not to say there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, it's easy to, whatever your go-to is, to get lost in your phone, whether it's scrolling, whether it's playing games, whether it's, you know, whatever. And so that's the first thing just to be mindful of, and being intentional when you pick that device up and, you know, allotting yourself a certain amount of time if you're going to be on it, and then getting back into what you need to do. First off is, so, you know, being intentional with every minute of every day. The next thing is having a plan for your day. You know, usually if we don't have a plan for, I'm going to do this, then the day just kind of goes on and we kind of accomplish a few things maybe, but really don't hit everything that was on our list. So having clear, defined goals for the day. So, you know, whether it's business goals, whether it's personal goals, and putting them on your schedule, because when it's written down, whether it's, you know, on your phone, whether it's on a piece of paper, it means more. It's like, okay, this is in ink, literally or figuratively, and so I'm going to get this done. So have a plan and, you know, make it the night before. The next thing is start your day with the night before. And I know that sounds weird. You're like, wait, that's a different day. But your day really starts off to a good start when you have a good nighttime routine. And what I mean by that is getting to bed early enough. Listen, I understand the binge effect of Netflix. It's powerful. It really is. My wife and I just finished up Cobra Kai recently. We were kind of late to start it, so we were binging it. And, we allowed ourselves one episode a night. And that's hard to do when that little watch next episode now is there. But, we're strict with our schedule, and we know we've got to be in bed at like 8:45 so we can be asleep by 9 so that we can start our day off right the next day. And I know that's super early, and I'm not saying you have to be in bed that early. It's just for us, that's what works. But my point is you have to be very, very strict with your nighttime routine. So making sure you're eating a healthy snack at night, making sure you're not spending too much time in front of the TV, making sure that you get to bed at a decent hour. I'm one of those people, I can just pass out. I don't have to even, I turn the light off and I'm asleep. It drives my wife crazy. And maybe, you need some wind down time, and I totally get that. So, have a book. If hot tea is works for you, then grab a cup of hot tea, drink it, read a book, calm the mind down. You can do meditation. You can do just a few minutes of yoga, some deep breathing, whatever it is that really calms the mind down. It's best to turn off all screens at least 30 minutes before bed. That way our mind starts to calm down so we can fall asleep, because sleep is so freaking important for our health, for our fitness. I was listening to, it was an interview with, he was like a neuroscientist, I think, and he was talking about how, when the brain is asleep, how it kind of resets, I didn't really understand a lot of the jargon he was talking about, but basically just that, just as the physical body recharges, our brain recharges. And so it's so important, not just for our physical health, but for our mental health, to make sure we're getting enough sleep. And when you start your nighttime routine off that way, that assures that you're going to start the morning off right. And another thing you can do at night, maybe you do a smoothie in the morning. Make that smoothie the night before. Set your workout clothes all out, or your work clothes, or, whatever it is you need in the morning. Maybe you head to the gym and then head straight to work. So make sure your gym bag is packed and that you're ready to go, that your protein shake is all set up so you can just add water to it. Do those things, because they're going to make the next day so much easier. And then morning routine. Obviously, I wish there was a hack to getting up early, just making it easy, but it never gets easier. I'm a morning person, but it's still really hard for me when that alarm goes off at 4:45 to get my ass out of bed. I'm just being honest. And some days I fail. 100% authenticity here. I don't always get up when that alarm goes off. I don't. And case in point, last week, I think Wednesday or Thursday, I don't know, I forget. But the point is, one of those days I slept in, and I'm like, screw it. I'm not going to the gym. I'm going to go later in the day in the afternoon. And I slept until, 6:45, and it felt great. I'm not saying you should make that a habit, but my point is, I get that things happen, but for the most part, you should really, really strive to, have your phone across the room so you can't just reach over and hit the snooze button, set multiple alarms, whatever you have to do. And then again, when you get up, you be intentional. Be intentional with your time. Get up, do what you need to do, then move on to the next thing. And when you're, if you have a lot of tasks that you have to do throughout the day, set it up to where you have some smaller tasks first thing, and then go into your bigger tasks. Because as you complete smaller tasks, then your bigger tasks are going to get basically not really easier, but because you've accomplished small ones, it gives you that sense of accomplishment. So then it's easier to tackle the bigger ones with confidence. Another thing to do, I don't know, whether you're doing food prep, whether you're doing, whatever your job happens to be, if you can batch content, batch your food. What I mean by that is meal prep. Meal prep saves so much time when you do it all at once on the weekends. You don't have to think about it during the week. It makes it so much easier. When stuff's cooked, you can just pull it out of the fridge, throw it in a container, and go. For me, with my Bones to Bulk stuff, I will batch some content at the same time. I record my podcast for the week at once, so it just saves me a little time when I'm doing my videos. I try to do several at once, so I'm not having to individually do things throughout the week. I can kind of do it all at once, which saves time and sets me up for success for that week. And so find the things that you can do like that, the things that you can batch. And when you have days off, I understand the need for rest and relaxation and having that downtime, but really look at your days off as times to not only get the rest and relaxation you need, but really set yourself up for success for the week. Maybe it's doing laundry, doing your grocery shopping, doing those things that maybe aren't the most fun, but are really going to provide value for you during the week. And in all honesty, if you take, one of your weekend days and just have a total rest day, and then the other weekend day or the day off that you have, make that your prepared week. So you go grocery shopping, you food prep, you do laundry, you clean the house, whatever you have to do. That way you don't have to think about those things during the week. It frees up so much mental space and time for you. So I hope this gives you some ideas for how to really be intentional with your day. I know that you know your ins and outs of the day and what you can do to make it easier. With that being said, if you have not joined our text community, please text the word podcast to 706-222-7551. Basically, what that does is you'll get a couple automated texts saying that you're signed up and an automated welcome message from me. Then after that, all the texts you receive come directly from me. You can also text me at that number. I do get them. They don't go to a bot or some robot in the sky. It definitely comes to me and I will respond. It is a secondary number and I only check it a couple times a week. So if you do message me there, or ask me a question, or maybe you have an idea for a future podcast, feel free to send it there. Just give me a couple days to get back to you, but I promise I will respond. All right, with that being said, remember, no matter what things you're coming up against, what things you're facing in life, what time constraints are holding you down, you can accomplish anything you set your mind to. You've got this.